Okay. And then over here, 3. Start. Where's the start? Here? Okay. All right, so that's good. You ready? Yeah, man. Let's flip this over. You ready?
Straight here.
Hey, what up out there? It's your boy from Brooklyn, Shannon Ambrosio. Now I'm going to need some help again today, so make sure everybody out there is... You got to turn that sound down. Can't hear that. So everybody make sure that the sound is on there and that we are streaming live. We should be on YouTube, we should be on Facebook, and we should be on Twitter. Live. It is your boy from Brooklyn, Shannon Ambrosio, and I am joined today by a dear friend. And he's been on before. You all know him. The king of clean, the man who picks it all up from beginning to end, no matter which end it comes out. Your friend and my boy from Brooklyn, Mr. Danny Gagliardi. How are you today, Danny?
What's up, everybody in social media world?
In the social media world.
And I'm doing fantastic.
Oh, yeah?
Yes, I am.
I like fantastic. Fantastic is nice.
Yes, it is.
Let's see here. Why isn't my live feed coming up on YouTube? Let's see. Is it live? Is it live? Are we live on YouTube? I can't
I'm
see.
showing it.
You're seeing it?
I can see it.
But I don't see it here on my end. What's going on here? Shit.
I got Thomas Mad Dog.
You got Tommy's on with us?
Yep. Happy Sunday, dude.
That's what's up right
Loud
there.
and clear.
And every time I click on the name right there, I got nothing. I got Gats Fangul over
Got some rules you got?
here. Yeah, I got Gats Angul. You got Gats Fangul or Gats Angul?
You're live on YouTube, Sarah Romanchuk.
Yeah. Well, it's good. At least I'm live. I hope the live stream is working on Facebook too. I don't know. We should go check that one too, right? Let's check. Let's see if we on. What I'm angry about is that I don't have anything here from on my YouTube channel that shows that I'm on live. That's what's up. I don't know what's going on here. The channel comes up, but it don't show that doesn't say that I have a live feed on here.
Maybe if we throw it around a little bit.
I was thinking the same thing though, this technology. I was talking about that before with Danny, right? So we were talking about technology and how we think that we're not being controlled by this whole, crazy technical world out there. But literally, every time you do an update, like I've done an update on my phone lately, I lost more than half my contacts. Gone. And now this just did an update to YouTube, and I'm trying to catch my live feed.
And it's not catching.
And I don't know why. I mean, here we go. I got something now. But you know what happens, too? Here's the other part of this, Gags, is that they do all these updates, but they're doing the updates and they kind of describe to you what they're going to do, what the update is all about, but it doesn't tell you what it changes.
No, it doesn't.
So
it never does.
So when they change something here on this technology, whether it be the phone, iPad, or the computer or whatever, they don't tell you what the update is. So now you got to refigure out how you're doing the whatchamacallit. How, I don't know why I lost the video over here. Oh, we got to bring it all the way back. But I don't understand how I lost the contacts in my phone. I mean, thank God I have them backed up. But the iPad mini that I have, I mean, we say it's old, but really this thing's only maybe it's 4 years old. Maybe a little bit more, the iPad mini.
It's a lot. You go
Say
back
it, Dan.
that far, you possibly need a new one.
A new one. 4 years. Wait, let me ask you a question. The television in your house, right? How many years did you have that before your family decided we're getting another one? No, from the time you were young, right? So when we were younger.
Oh, from when we were younger.
No,
when you
because
had
I'm
those
trying to-
big box
Yeah.
TVs to flat screens and all of that.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that when you had a television when I was younger and you owned a TV, you had one television in the fucking house.
One television with rabbit ears.
That's it.
That's it.
Dude, and you got whatever you got. And the technology didn't
Two.
change until, what, 15,
Yeah,
20 years later.
And you only got channels 2, 4, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13.
13. That's it. You heard that out there? And that's it. There wasn't 2,800 channels.
No, not at all.
And there literally is
People
over
don't
2,000
understand that.
channels when you have, like, when you're subscribed to, like, cable and shit.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's insanity.
100%.
But, you know, that's this idea of the technology and the advancement, right? We all think that, you know, that we own this and, oh, you can shut off that and they won't find you, whatever. You own one of these things, you can be found 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Exactly.
I don't care where you are.
100%.
You have an internet connection to yourself, on your person, like a phone. You have to have the phone on you. They'll find you. Anybody has any phone anywhere, they find you. I don't care what it is.
But what I don't understand, when you said you did an update on your phone.
Yep.
And you lost contacts?
Half my contacts. They just come, like when people call now, I'm like, who the heck is this? You know, again, you don't know everybody you have on your phone, but they're coming up as numbers. And I'm like, what is this? And then I answer the phone, and somebody I speak to like every day. And I'm like, and then I go on my contacts and they're not there.
That's funny because that just happened to me. But I didn't even update my phone.
You see?
It just, the name disappeared.
No.
The number shows up.
Right.
But the name
Same
don't
with me.
show up. Yeah. A friend of mine where I work texted them. They text me back, and I'm like, who's this?
Yeah, who's this?
They got a totally different number.
Yeah.
But if they call me on their correct number. I said,
Right.
what's going on with your phone?
I'm telling you folks out there, whether you all want to believe it or not, right? I think about the technology now, I think mostly because we have the election coming up, right? So the idea is that everybody here thinks that mailing in your vote or doing it online or registering online and everything is going to be copacetic. I'm telling you, those days of ballots being counted are done. They're done, folks. I'm telling you, technology takes over. I don't care what anybody says. There is no way possible for us as a country to count all the votes in this country. It's not happening. I don't care how you do it. You couldn't do it by hand. It would take a long time. A long time. They used to. Wasn't as many people. But technology has taken over. So I'm telling you right now, if you think that whatever vote you're sending, I don't care if you're mailing it in, I don't care if you're doing it at the place where you go and vote in your area, it's all being done and traveled through technology.
Exactly.
Danny, there's a way to manipulate that right up until the last second. So everybody out there who thinks that they're voting, think again.
And if they're voting for the right person,
think again.
think again. They're all crooks anyway.
They're all crook. Listen to me. All you fucking politicians out there, you know what you're getting today? You're all getting the goat.
That damn goat is back.
You're getting the goat. Look, we dressed up the goat a little bit. I colored his goatee
I
to
see
make
that.
the Hearns there.
I see that.
And I got the ENN Studios on the goat. This is going to be the first thing I think I'm going to make. No, I'm not giving this one away. This was given to me by Johnny Boy. Thanks, Johnny Boy. But this is, this is going to, I think, probably be one of the first pieces of merchandise I'm going to sell. I'm going to get the goats made with the ENN Studios on it.
Okay.
And the Everything and Nothing
There you
podcast on the other side. So you might be able to order your goat soon. Get your goat on. Bring it with you everywhere. And as soon as somebody starts talking shit you don't want to hear, just give them the goat. That's all I got to say.
This is from my boy from Brooklyn, Shannon.
Give them the goat, folks. If you're outside somewhere and you're having a conversation with somebody, I know it's hard to see now. Everybody's got the masks on and everything. You're hard to hear everybody and see everybody. Just carry the goat with you. Just give them the goat. That's it. They say something you don't like, give them the goat. That's all I got to say. But it's crazy how the idea of technology we think, listen to me, it does help, don't get me wrong. But they have control now. I'm just letting everybody know. All the control is not being held by you. I don't care if I change the settings in my phone. Whatever. You have a phone. It's connected to something somewhere. They'll find that phone. They'll find where this piece of equipment is. So they're going to get you out there. Don't get the goat.
Yeah. Sarah, I don't know if you can see your screen there yet.
Well, I got to put on the spectacle goggles.
Oh.
Right?
Sarah, perfect when you were hitting the goat thing.
Yeah. Because everybody needs to get the goat every once in a while.
And Thomas wrote, I need a goat. It would drive my wife crazy.
See? And here's another call to action I have now on my YouTube channel. Now, I hope everybody is following. Listen to me. Make sure you're watching live anyway. I don't care if it's Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. We do the live stream on there. And that's for now. It's only the 3 platforms for now. It'll grow. Okay. It'll grow eventually. Hopefully, Instagram will do a live streaming feature soon. So we'll be able to stream live there, too.
I follow you on YouTube. That's where I follow you from.
Right.
Even though I could get you on Facebook and Twitter and all of that.
Yep.
I mainly use YouTube.
YouTube. So if you're on YouTube, everybody out there, and I'm starting to implement some of these things, right? So again, ENN Studios has done Everything and Nothing podcast is up and running full-fledged. Like I said, I'm going to continue to try and have as many guests on as I can, despite the COVID and everything that's happening, have guests on, schedule them properly, and so on and so forth. But in the meantime, on the bottom of the YouTube channel right there, you don't see it? I don't know why it's not there.
It's not.
So we have to enable the comments somewhere. There is a way to do it so that it gets enabled so that when we're on here, we can go to the YouTube thing and get the subscribe button. So let's see. What does that say? Send out. Right there.
Oh, Sarah says it's there.
Oh, so it is there.
Yeah, I just can't see it for some reason on my screen.
So on the YouTube channel, underneath I think it's around the comments section somewhere. You got to look for it. I'm not exactly 100% sure yet. But there is a money sign and then an emoji thing next to it. You can go on there, click on those things, and leave a little bit of donation for your boy from Brooklyn, Shannon Ambrosio, to help this thing thrive. So again, trying to create the podcast and the channel and have it grow. But again, of course, you remember, built out the studio. I spent a shit ton of money. And I'm just trying to make sure that I keep the content. I want to keep creating new content every week. But, it takes a little bit of dough and equipment to buy and so on and so forth. And anything you guys want to throw at me out there, really, really appreciate it, right? And it could be as little as $2. That's like $1.50 for Danny and like 50 cents for me,
And listen, if anybody knows Shannon, like I know Shannon, he's no fake. He's the real deal.
Word up.
All right?
Thanks.
He will help you if you need help. Just contribute.
A little bit.
A little bit. Not a lot. We're not asking for a lot.
Yeah.
Like, I'll take the $2 and I'll give him like 25 cents.
Yeah. I'll take the quarter. But quarters will add up.
He's real. He's no fake. I've known Shannon 35 plus years.
Yeah. I still can't even believe that. Holy shit.
40 years.
40 years.
And
40 fucking years.
I watched this kid grow
40
into
years.
A man.
My goodness.
And he's done.
Well, that's all debatable.
I can't.
We still know that every once in a while, listen to me. You can't take the clown out of Brooklyn.
Listen, I'm 100% real here. Shannon is the real deal. If everybody knows him,
and I didn't just bring him on here to say that.
No, he didn't.
Well, maybe a little bit.
It's been a while since I've been here, since the last podcast.
Yep. And how much work have I done to this studio since you've been here?
Phenomenal. I can't believe how much work has been done.
Tell everybody out there that they're going to want to do their podcast or any filming.
Anybody.
In ENN Studios.
Anybody that I know on Facebook that wants to do podcasting, get into podcasting, come to ENN Studios.
Word up.
With Shannon Ambrosio. He will teach you, show you, and let you use his podcast.
Yeah.
He wants to
use the studio.
I
tell everybody that all the time. Like a lot of people are apprehensive because, I don't know what to do. I don't have equipment. I'm not sure how to set it up. I don't know how to do, how does a live stream work? How does a podcast work? It doesn't matter what it is that you want to do. here for me at ENN Studios, we'll give you the first hands-on look right here in my studio and help you create a podcast or help you create a YouTube channel. And I was showing you before, Danny, I'm building out my workshop in the garage, which will be another place to film if you want to build something, fix something, shoot a video there, whatever. And then, the possibilities here in ENN Studios where I do my podcast is basically endless, you know. And I could see up there we got a donation already, right?
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool.
Do you see?
Yeah.
Can you see it? Oh, so it's working now. Your tablet.
Oh, Yolanda, I can't say that. First of all, Yolanda's been with me since the dawn of Big Bad Barbecue Brawl. She's an amazing. Now, hold on. I'm going to step out for a second. Danny, take over.
Yeah. All right. So, like I said, everybody, Shannon and I go back, 40 years since my brother. That's how I first met Shannon. They used to hang out together. Shannon, Big Rich. I go through a whole bunch of names. Ronnie.
No, the name you got to mention for me is your brother.
Oh, my brother Phil Gagliardi, may he rest in peace.
Rest in peace, Phil. We love you and miss you, brother. Believe me.
Okay, I gotta.
Don't get emotional on me. I'm sorry. But anyway, I had to mention it because we've been that close for that long. I mean, that goes to show you, you know, I mean, that's what I said, we talk about, like I said, the Everything and Nothing podcast. But when I have my boys and my friends here and the people that I vibe with, the conversations are great. They flow. We really do get along and love each other. It's really possible. And I'm not saying where everybody else grew up or where you grew up out there. You guys weren't close and tight or whatever. But I hate to say this, but Brooklyn, we're a different breed, man. If you ain't hung out on my stoop,
especially Sheepshead Bay, it's not big.
If you didn't hang out on the stoop, you don't know what a stoop is. I'm sorry. I don't know. We'll school them. We'll show them another time.
A stoop is the front of your house with a couple of steps that go up, if nobody has one.
Right.
And bunch of guys and girls that used to hang out. One day at someone's house, another one it's another day at somebody else's house.
Yep.
But as far as going back with Shannon, I don't know how many people.
And just a quick one too, Yolanda. Just say thank you for the coasters. You heard? Very thoughtful of you. Thank you very much, and thank you for the donation. Thank you for, thinking that. That the Everything and Nothing podcast with your boy from Brooklyn is, worthy of the content. I'm glad you guys like it out there. That's important for me. And Danny knows, he's been telling you, I didn't start this thing with the idea that I'm going on here, this is going to be my next career and I'm going to make money. I love doing the podcast.
Right.
That's it, period, end.
100%.
Hopefully, I start to generate some money through the podcast, but that doesn't necessarily have to happen from the fans all the time. It helps. Don't get me wrong. I'm letting everybody know out there. I don't care what it is, couple dollars, whatever it is. It really does make a difference. It makes creating the content a lot easier to know that people are interested in seeing it. But I didn't start this for that reason. I did build the studio to hopefully generate some income through this, but that's for another business venture. That's like the idea of this ENN Studios is so that there is a place for people who are apprehensive in starting a podcast or who want to start a channel of some kind or want to get more involved in their own social media. ENN Studios is the place that you can go to basically get that. You can find it there. Without the apprehension, without the idea of having to have been a professional or know anything about podcasting or know anything about broadcasting or working in a studio or having any of that stuff and building social media for yourself and branding through social media, ENN Studios can handle all that. We would be probably the one-stop shop for that type of thing. But throwing a few dollars at the podcast on Sunday really does help. And I'm not sure, like I said, as this thing starts to grow, it'll develop a lot more so that, the generating income through this will happen, a lot more.
Right.
So I think that's one of the goals, And the other goal is to talk about everything and nothing. And what better place to do that than
right here in ENN Studios with my boy from Brooklyn,
That's what they made
Shannon
it sign.
Ambrosio.
Over there.
I know, it's over there, the sign. We're not in our original spot that I was, a year and a half ago? I was here 2 years
Was it?
ago?
No, I don't think it was that much. Well, we did my birthday one
That was
a year ago.
the one.
That was the last
only
one.
That was the only one.
So you're right. That is
A year ago.
over a year ago. I'm old, folks. I'm seasoned, actually. Seasoned.
Listen, if he's old, I'm ancient. And Yolanda, thank you for saying what you said. Mark Torkel, boy, it's been a long time. Thank you for what you said.
Hey, what up, Marky? And listen to me, everybody out there. Like I said, it doesn't matter. Listen to me. You can throw as little as, $2 at this thing, $3 at this thing. It doesn't matter. Every little bit that gets sent over to the Everything and Nothing podcast gets used for the podcast. So the idea is that I do, when you're a guest on my podcast, I really do go all out. And I mean, I am a chef. I didn't just play one on television.
And he can cook. Trust me. And there's probably a lot of people that could say the same thing out there.
Yeah. So I had a TV show that proved it. For a little while. Yeah. Those rat bastards.
Yeah, well, you cooked for, competition, but now you're cooking for friends.
Right.
That could answer.
Yes. So that's the truth, folks. Everybody out there, I didn't just play a chef on TV. Yeah. I cooked just a little bit.
And he's a builder. Construction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, of course, everybody knows out there, I built the entire studio with these two things right here, folks. And that's why there's a lot of influences out there that I watch, right? Like Casey Neistat, Gary Vee, Jordan Peterson. There's a lot of people out there that I watch. Joe Rogan, Joey Coco Diaz, Bill Burr, Ben Shapiro, Jocko. I mean, I could go on and on and on. And what the great thing now, Danny, is that we all have this ability to tune in, watch, or listen to whoever it is that we want to, whenever we want.
Exactly.
So the idea that this day and age and the technology, because we talked about technology earlier, that everybody has the ability to do the same thing. Maybe not as such an extent like I did. I started in my dining room with a mic that was rigged to a camera with tuna, and we had wires and a mic stand that I made.
Never forget that.
No, funny.
I will never forget that when you first started.
Yeah.
I said, "What is he doing?" What the heck? And then I finally found out he's getting into podcasting.
Yeah.
But he built himself a fantastic studio down here.
Yeah.
You got him.
I love it.
His father.
Yep.
Pictures up here. We got everything that can't see from here.
Paulie did those.
There, and his brother Craig,
Gary
did that. I donated a little bit. My little locker from sanitation.
Danny gave me, so, here's another thing that, right, I'm letting everybody know now, too. Hopefully it's going to come to fruition. Once I kind of set things into motion, I usually follow through 99.7% of the time, I would say. Okay. There is a 3 to 4% chance that I just don't want to fucking do it. Yeah, 0.3. I just don't want to fucking do it. But most of the time, I kind of follow through. So I may be getting into something with my brother too, a different type of business, and I'll when that finally day comes, and we'll open that up for discussion as well. Maybe thinking about opening up a supply house / salvage, where I basically take older things or antiques of some kind and repurpose them and reuse them, because everybody has seen on my YouTube channel and on my live feeds that I'm constantly repurposing things. And, well, Danny's a perfect person to have on this subject of the line of work he's into.
My line of work, yes.
Right.
You
Tell
can
him,
find
Danny.
A lot of stuff out there.
Tell him, Danny.
Like the locker.
Yeah. That was going to be
Shannon
garbage.
was looking for a locker. It was going to be in the garbage. He took it, and first it was red. And now
Well, first it wasn't.
No, first it was gray.
Grayish.
Dingy, rusty gray.
Wait, it was grayish blue. And if you're not sure, I posted pictures on my Instagram and Facebook in the steps of how it is now.
How he did it now. Now, it went from that grayish blue.
Yeah.
Rusted.
Dirty.
Yo,
I showed you the picture, right? So everybody knows out there. Wait, check this out, right?
And that came from, no wonder I always hear noise in that locker room. That came from the mechanics bay locker room upstairs where they come in through a different entrance in the building.
Different entrance, folks.
And they have their own key. So
their own key.
Who knows what goes on up there?
Yeah. So you're going to tell them what I sent you the picture, what I found in there?
No, you can tell them.
Okay. So I got the locker from Danny, right? Danny's, listen to me. I called Danny one day. I'm like, yo, dude, I'm looking for a locker, like an old gym locker. He's like, no way. I go, yeah. He goes, funny you mentioned that. We're changing out the lockers over my job, and we're getting ready to throw these out. And I'm like, yo, don't throw them out. I want one. So I go over there to Danny's, what do they call him? His depot. So I go over to Danny's depot, and he's got the locker there that I have over here, the nice locker that I refinished. And he's like, yo, just so happens we're getting rid of him. I'm like, my goodness, timing is everything. Timing is everything out there, folks. So you know that. So he says, come pick up the locker. I throw it in the car, bring it home. I'm like, oh, this is great. And clean it out. I hose it down, whatever, and I shake out the whole locker, turn the locker upside down, basically, and get everything out because there was stuff in the bottom of the locker and blah, blah, blah. And after I empty everything out of the locker, on the floor is a book of matches. Then there's a business card for call service, and then there's a condom and a wrapper. And I'm like, wait, and like a push pin, a paper clip, and like a rubber band. And I'm like, what the fuck was this guy thinking?
He sends me a picture of all this, and I'm like, oh, Lord. Oh, Lordy.
I'm like, Danny, I don't know who the locker belonged to before it got donated to the Everything and Nothing studio.
I knew exactly where it came from.
I said, but you may let him know he left his business card. And a little bit of paraphernalia in there.
Actually, the locker that belonged to, that guy don't even work there.
He don't work there. I wonder why.
The mechanic does not work there no more.
I think he had too many visits to where he had the business card.
He was doing more business than fixing truck business.
Yeah. So that's how that went. But again, repurpose, reuse, salvage. So make sure, I'm always trying to say that to people out there. Don't be so quick to throw things away all the time. As a matter of fact, my big screen television that we watch things on here, that's right across from where this table is, mounted on that wall, that television broke, and I fixed that too. So $19 to fix the television that cost me. That television, I bought that television when the big screens first came out. That's only a 47-inch television, Samsung. It came out.
So then that's a plasma, actually. Or is that an LED?
No, it's LED.
Oh, it is? Okay.
Yeah, LCD, I think, at the time, or whatever it was.
Yeah, because it was first plasma.
Right, and then probably LED. But that television is a trooper, man. I've had that thing, man. Shit's got to be close to 18, 19 years. No, 12, 14 years, 15 years.
Let me tell you, for a TV that long,
yep,
it looks great.
And
you know what happened to my plasma?
I had to pull the whole thing apart in the back, desolder some parts, solder some new parts on. But I learned how to do it and just refixed and refurbished. But they wanted a couple $100. First of all, I bought that television. It was $1,500, $1,400 or $1,500. Nowadays, $1,500 buys you an 80-inch screen.
Just about, yeah.
And the quality would be 100 million times better than this. But the idea and what I'm trying to get across, Danny, of course, is even in your line of work, you deal with a lot of people that, constantly, you just pick up garbage. Well, you don't. But the idea of sanitation, what they do, is that there's always things being thrown away.
I'll give you, for instance, when I was picking up garbage in Manhattan, I used to have residents that would leave TVs out.
Brand new, practically.
Leaving notes on them, working. Microwaves. I can't tell you. Couches in great condition.
Yep.
And we used to put them back in the garage and
use them. Yep. So, listen to me. I'm not going out tomorrow on a garbage truck with one of you guys to go look for shit. But what I'm saying is that my future, one of my future endeavors, and something I'd like to get into, and my brother and I are probably going to hopefully go into this business together. We're going to be doing a supply house, which is mostly plumbing supplies, some building supplies, but we're going to be doing salvage work. And my brother does this thing with the black pipe and makes these shelves. And I made a few things inside the studio here, my coat rack, and so on and so forth. And I'm making like the paper towel holders and the toilet paper holders. And when I renovate now, I'm always recycling old materials. And I made like toilet paper holders, paper towel holders for bathrooms, shelving units with black pipe. My brother's made wall units with black pipe and beautiful wood oak shelving and maple, just like all the building that I'm doing here. So the repurpose and the salvage thing is very important. And again, I can't say thank you enough to Yolanda for sending such a big donation. Again, really, really appreciate it. The idea of this, and like I said before, is I'm not doing this because I'm trying to get money. I'm doing this because the idea of people being involved in the podcast is very, very important to me, and any little bit helps, but thank you again. So, like I said, Danny, the idea of repurposing and resalvaging and salvaging things, for me, I just love that idea. I don't like throwing things away that much.
I could see from everything you've done, the way you are, the way you fix and build, and it's amazing because I don't see anybody else doing that these days.
It's
I
hard.
honestly don't.
It's hard.
You know, it takes time to do that.
Yeah.
I'm looking at your coat rack, and I love the coat rack. If you want something different, like he said, coat racks out of plumbing, his brother Richie building stuff, wall units and all that, it's different. It's great. And talk to him about it.
Yeah. Well, once we get that thing going, I'm hoping it's something I think both of us have been thinking about for a long time, you know? So. Well,
Richie's been in plumbing now.
Yeah, shit. Got to be friggin' 20-something years.
Right. So he knows everything about
everything.
That.
Everything. Soup to nuts.
You're in the construction business.
Yep. So that's what I said, you know, it'll probably be mostly plumbing supplies, some building supplies, and basically a salvage yard. You know, where we'll be taking things and repurposing them and reusing them for different things. You know, like you find like my old truck. Well, I'll be fixing that up to use. But the idea is like taking old cars or whatever and maybe cutting them and making couches into them or love seats.
Exactly.
You know, different types of projects, repurpose, reuse. You know, making sure not too many things are going into the waste, lots anymore.
Gisela wrote to me, "Are you repurposing, Danny?" I'll tell you the truth. I'm not that type of person. I don't have the patience to do the stuff that Shannon does. If he needs help with something, I'll be glad. 100% help him out. But me, myself,
I'm gonna have to call Danny now, like every couple weeks, and be like, "Yo, you get anything good? See anything good out there? Anything come back to the yard?" Right? That's kind of like how I decided to call you for the locker, because my first thought was I went online and just looked, like old lockers, people reselling old gym lockers and stuff from schools or what have you. And there was a few people out there. They got to be a little bit pricey, right? But it wasn't like, for me, the idea behind it wasn't the same. Like, in other words, these people, which I love, they're going out there and they're finding all these items, but they're kind of like preying on the idea that people get nostalgic about certain things. So, they charge accordingly. Like, believe it or not, a locker this size, I've seen them online, people selling them used, like $400. No.
Excuse my French.
Get the fuck out of here.
For real?
Yes.
In that condition?
No, not finished.
The way I gave it to you?
Yes, just like old lockers. You can find the single lockers about $100 and some, anywhere from $120 up to $200, and then a double locker like that one is about $400, and that's no exaggeration. So I say this to people is that, we like to declutter, and I'm all into purging. I don't like to keep too many things around too long. I'm a big fan of. I have the OCD. Everybody saw with me building the workbenches and everything, but I can't see when people like take advantage of a certain situation.
Right.
Like, like going and dismantling something from somewhere that you didn't pay anything for and then coming back and then reselling it without doing anything to it and asking for like an astronomical amount of money. You should be ashamed of yourself that's first of all. And the second thing is you should be encouraging people to do the same. So if you have something that's old and you think like, I don't really want to get rid of this, figure out another way to use it. You'll be surprised.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? What's so funny?
Mark Torkel.
Oh, Mark Torkel? Love Mark.
Can you read what he wrote?
I can't. I can't see.
He
That's
wrote-
why Danny's doing all the
All right,
commentating
he
today.
writes, he owes you $350. Give him a break.
Who owes me $350?
Oh, you owe me $300
Oh, I owe Danny $350.
for the locker.
But you know what happens with
But I
that
see-
one, Mark? First of all, he didn't have to move it. I had to come lift and do everything. So if I got to do the work, you ain't getting no money. If you came and brought it to my house, I'd throw you a few bucks.
Hey, Mark, there's a big difference between, getting money for. No, I would never charge anybody in my life.
And Mark, let me just throw this one out there, Mark. Now, you're on the wrong side. You're on my list now, buddy. Sorry. Fucking Mark.
He wrote before,
Hey, wait, Mark. You can bring a locker here too,
but we may put you inside.
I ain't stopping you.
You wrote, what do you like about 25 years in private sanitation? One man's garbage is another man's
Yes,
treasure.
true
You're 100%,
facts, right?
100%, Mark.
Yeah, I said that my goodness, I talked to somebody about that the other day. It is an old cliche, right? That one man's garbage is, one man's trash is another man's treasure. But it is the truth, right? Because when we think about the way we do things here in this country, the way we throw away things, it's just funny. We're talking about the technology, right? Now, look, they almost made the idea of me having this iPad mini non-existent. So it barely connects to the internet now. It works very slow. But believe me when I tell you, this is being controlled by somebody. Because this iPad mini, when I bought it, was $600.
Yeah, and now
it's worth $0.
It's 4 or 5 years old.
Yeah.
And like you said, it's somebody's on the other end saying, you know what? I think it's time for them to spend another $400 or
$500
on a new up-to-date one.
Yeah, no, the new up-to-date one, because they don't have these anymore, is the Pro one, which starts at $600. Yeah, starts at $600 and goes up to, I don't know, I bought mom one for her birthday, was $1,300. $1,300 for an iPad. And listen, and I'm not saying they're not worth it. That's definitely not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that this shouldn't be obsolete. Like I said,
No, they shouldn't.
we kept televisions for, I just remember having the same television set as a kid forever.
You want to talk about an old television set?
Yeah.
My mother
Still has the one with the cabinet?
No.
My mom had one. Just sold it.
The big cabinet, 25-inch TV.
Yep.
And on top was a stereo unit
Yep.
with a key. My mother always hid.
The
because that was
liquor?
bar. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. But we always got in it.
No, I couldn't get in.
Oh, you could?
No.
Well, I didn't get into your mom's liquor cabinet, but we got into other people's liquor cabinets. Sorry. All my boys out there that I grew up with, we all know we're all in the same boat right there. We all used to raid the liquor cabinets when we were kids. We cut out of school, raid somebody's family's liquor cabinets.
Where'd my liquor go?
We'd fill the bottles with water or whatever, water it down. No, it's crazy. We were insane back then. We used to leave school and go hang out at somebody's house and drink their parents' liquor and get drunk. And somebody'd always get caught, though, because somebody always overdrank and got sick.
And that's how you get
And that's how you got caught.
when you're underage.
When you're dumb and didn't realize that you shouldn't be mixing the peach schnapps with the peppermint schnapps.
If you remember, well, maybe, was it? Drinking age was 18.
When I was younger. Yeah.
Were you in that bracket?
I caught the last.
Caught,
the last end of it.
and then it went to 21.
And then it went to 21. So I only would have had one more year, and then I'd have been good to go. Bing, bang, boom. AA meetings from then on in.
A bunch of alcoholics we were drinking in the park.
My goodness.
Fuck.
And back then, they didn't have 40 ounce. They had quarts. We used to have quarts of Bud, quarts of Coors Light. Everything was quarts. They didn't have 40 ounces. Then they got 40s.
I drank Old English, malt liquor, 800. That was
We all did. We all drank
my
OE.
beer. Now I can't stand beer.
St. Ides, Old E.
The only beer I can
Brass
really
Monkey.
drink the only drink I can,
You get sick
beer
as
I
a
can
dog.
drink now is Corona.
That's it.
That's it. And it's got to be ice cold. Once it gets warm, in the garbage.
You know me, Guinness.
Yeah. I'm
Guinness.
just.
I'm a pint guy. I went out last night with my brother. Went out last night. My brother, another friend of mine's birthday, Kendi. So we went out, and our friend O'Shea has a bar in Manhattan.
Right.
Anybody's in the city, he's open, dude. He's got some good bar food, and he's got he's open, like open. He's got the outdoor dining and things set up outside for drinking and dining, and he's open inside. His capacity is
25%,
half.
I think.
It's something like that.
Something like that.
But we ate inside, and we went to his spot, and it was pretty cool. You got to put the mask when you first go in, and they check your temperature, and then
Right.
and you're free to go. But the annoying part, shit, man, you got to put the mask on every time you go. And when you're drinking, you got to go to the bathroom like every fucking 25 to 35 minutes, depending on how fast they're going down.
Exactly.
Right? And then, you're making trips to the bathroom, and every time you make a trip to the bathroom, you got the fucking mask on. Everybody's staring at you. Did he put the mask? Did he not put the mask? Did he put the mask? I seen him in the bathroom. He kind of slid it off. I don't know. Was he wearing the mask? I said, I don't know. I was covering all the bases, so I had a mask everywhere. Yeah. I have masks everywhere. I have masks because you don't know what things are gonna happen. I have masks everywhere. I tucked them in places that people were like, "Yo, where's your mask?" I was like, "Hold on 1 second. Got one right here. Got a fucking mask."
Yeah, I'm getting tired of.
But I'm worried about the Halloween deal, right? So how are we gonna tell? Everybody gonna be a doctor this year?
I guess so. You're dressed as Superman or Dr. Superman?
No, Dr. Superman. Who are you?
Batman.
That's it. I'm Dr. Welby this week. Dr. Welby. Remember that TV show?
Yes, I do.
My goodness.
Will you stop telling him my age?
No, mine too. I mean, I remember the show too. So
but you had to be towards the tail end of it.
Yeah, but I still remember it. I still remember it being on television.
I go back. I'm only 37, so
Yes, I can vouch for that. 37. I don't even know it. I don't even remember 37. Kinda, but not really. Everybody out there, you remember your age when you were 37? But again,
Tommy wrote, Guinness was originally made using
what did he say?
Fish bladders.
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
See, that's why I'm not. I
Fish
don't
guts.
like the way they made
fish guts.
Fucking beer. That's why I was
Guinness
never a beer drinker.
Is the best beer. I think it's like the oldest beer too. You know what's funny is the least amount of calories that any beer that's out there, and everybody thinks when you tell people you drink Guinness, Danny, they look at you like, "Oh my God, it's so filling." I'm like, it's lighter than light beer. And the reason I enjoy Guinness so much is because there's no carbonation. There's very little. It's a draft. It's a true draft. I think it's a CO2 or whatever the heck it is.
Give me
nitrous or some shit. Anyway, there's a different way that it's brewed, and the way it comes out, I love. It's smooth. It's got great taste. It has a body, and to me that's just delicious.
Give me a bottle of rum and I'm good.
Rum.
Rum's
too sweet for me.
I'm a sweet guy.
Well, sugar cane. Yeah, well.
I'm a sweet guy.
Sweets for the sweets. Yeah. That's the way it goes. Now, listen to me, folks. I'm going to do another shameless plug out there. If you are watching and tuning in to my live stream, I hope we're live on Facebook. I got to check. I really do have to check to make sure and see if we're live on Facebook and Twitter. I haven't checked, but that's kind of all right. But, again, if you're on my YouTube watching the live stream or you go over to my channel during the podcast, there's a little donate button there. Throw a little something to your boy from Brooklyn right there, help him out, what I mean? Just give me a little something, a little fun. Like I said, $2-3. Me and Danny, we split it. I get to go get a burger at McDonald's or some shit. Like next week he comes.
You can't even buy a damn burger for $1.50 a burger. It's got to be on sale.
Yo, you know what the burgers are on White Castle? I think they're just under $2 now. I remember when you could buy a White Castle burger for like 50 cents.
You remember that? 35. Well,
I don't remember that.
Hello, you didn't hear me say that. No. You didn't hear me say that. Big Mac's 99 cents. Remember those days?
Well, when they had the specials.
No. Big Mac's
was 99 cents. My goodness.
And I used to buy 5-6 of them at a time. That's the time. Appetite I had back then.
Yo, I remember regular burgers at McDonald's were 39 cents.
And now
Crazy.
they what? Well, you get the
Well,
dollar,
now you get the dollar deal,
yeah.
right?
But even then, a dollar from 39 cents to.
And let me tell you something. It's not like I don't like. I do. Here's my deal. I'm not a crazy fast food person to begin with, but I love the idea of consistency. So believe it or not, like when you go into these places like McDonald's or Burger King or Wendy's or Popeyes. Popeyes is my new thing, right? I love their chicken.
They're the best.
Yeah, the chicken
They
and the
are the
chicken
best.
sandwich. I listen to me. Back in the day, you know, last year there was people running people over and rioting for this chicken sandwich. That's a little ridiculous out there, folks. In case you don't know that, anybody who was part of that whole thing, you guys should be ashamed of yourselves. But the idea is that, you know, consistency is the thing. And again, why I'm trying to make sure I'm podcasting every Sunday now is to make sure the consistency thing is happening. So when you go to McDonald's or you go to Burger King, you go to these places, it's always going to taste the same. Doesn't matter where you go. And that's what I like about it.
You think so?
Yeah.
I don't know.
What do you mean? You think a McDonald's in this neighborhood tastes different than in the city?
Maybe you're right. I don't know. I really try and stay away from that shit now.
We all know we all do it out there because
Yeah.
you're on the run, you're on the go, and all of a sudden you're passing by one of those things like, oh, shit, I'll stop right there and get something quick to eat.
Where I work now, my garage.
It's all that's there, fast food.
No, it's really mainly what I got. Soldiers, which is like oxtail and all that stuff.
Which is great. Caribbean.
I love Caribbean.
Me too.
Let me tell you something.
But how many of those how many of those places are there?
Where I work,
Yeah.
like 4 or 5 in a square block.
No, but I
area.
mean they're all the same name, like that place.
No. There's all different names. You got
Right, but-
Glory is.
But you're in the difference is you're in a neighborhood, but I'm talking about the idea of consistency. Those are standalones, right?
Yeah.
Like, so there's not like 100 of
You
them.
could say, yeah, McDonald's pretty much and all of them, they basically taste the same.
They do. Anywhere in the United States. Well, you ever go to McDonald's or Burger King in another country, it's different. The food they serve is different, believe it or not, depending on the country and also the type of food
and
they
it
eat.
depends on how they cook it, too. You could get, let me tell you, you go to McDonald's and they make a nice, fresh, it's happened to me. Go to McDonald's and you get a Big Mac, let's say.
Right.
All right. Burgers gotten from here to about here.
Yeah.
You know.
Where's the beef?
Exactly. And some of them burn it. How do you fucking burn fucking
Well,
meat?
that to me, that's
I think
an
it's just
individual
fucking-
thing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But that's an
don't
individual
taste the
thing.
same.
But but the idea of the ingredients they use. So when you go to
all the
McDonald's,
ingredients, yeah, they're all
because everything comes from McDonald's.
yeah, everything is distributed
Yeah.
the same way.
But that's
But
what
it's
I'm.
how they cook everything.
Yeah, well, that's neither
you know,
here nor
that's where
you have an
the
employee
taste
that
is
doesn't. You know that. Hey, let's.
Oh, wait.
Here you go. Hold on.
Wait, it fell on the floor. Wait.
Put it back right
Put it
back up.
back.
You got the 5-second rule, folks. 5-second rule.
Does
It
anybody
happens.
know about the 5-second rule?
It doesn't matter what hits the floor.
No.
5 seconds.
No.
That's
Got it. Got
You
it.
got the
Before
5-second rule.
seconds.
I don't care what it is. It hits the floor.
Blow it up.
Blow it off. Unless it's ice cream, you're screwed.
Yeah.
You drop ice cream on the floor.
It's melting.
That's
right?
it. You're done. You
Right.
pick up the ice cream cone. Now I'm talking about the soft cone. You got a popsicle or something that hits the floor. Still 5-second rule applies.
We didn't care back then.
No,
we didn't.
you brushed that off. You broke that little piece off. Chucked that for the ants that was on the floor.
Now it's like, no, pick it up.
Don't touch
Your
it.
mother's yelling, your
Don't
father's
do
yelling,
nothing.
pick it up. Don't eat it.
Grandparents yelling. People from across the street, they're sending texts and emails. Something hit the floor. Don't. Me, I don't care. Roll a meatball across my living room floor, right to me. I'll pick that bad boy up and chuck it right in my mouth. Have the last buffalo wing on the table hit that floor. People will fight over it.
How many people out there in social media world have gone through that as a kid?
Yeah. That's what I want to know.
That's what I would like to know.
How many
gotta have
people out
topics
there
like that,
have the 5-second rule in place in their household?
We're gonna have to get like a phone here. Have a call.
Oh, so I do, but that's again. These features have to be rolled out. I'm gonna have a call-in number very soon.
and a text number.
Well,
If people want to text you,
no,
get
that's what the comments are for.
Well-
That is a text.
Well, yeah.
I'm trying to teach him. It doesn't
Yeah,
work that well
listen,
all the time.
I'm not a technical guy. Okay, so I'm learning a lot here.
But
Just
let me
listen.
tell you what he is, and we didn't. So everybody knows out there, all us people from Brooklyn, we don't call each other and coordinate what we wear. But it just so happens, it's Sunday, it's relaxed day, and I got my Adidas. I'm the Adidas out. Shell tops are on, track pants, 3-stripe, Adidas, the whole thing. And this ain't a plug for Adidas. I don't work for them, whatever. But I do wear Adidas. It's my favorite brand, athletic brand. And Danny comes in, same thing. Adidas shirt, track pants.
And we didn't plan this.
And it's not like,
And we didn't plan it.
he called me. He's like, yo, you wearing your Adidas stuff today? What up? And I'm like, nah. I just put it on because that's me. I'm an Adidas freak.
It's Sunday. It's comfortable day.
Right. And in case everybody out there doesn't know what Adidas stands for, all day I dream about Shannon. Says,
Well,
I didn't make the name up.
Wait, hold on. Let's
I didn't make the name up, Danny. That's just the way it is.
I understand. Okay, you can say that because
No, I just said it.
What did it coming up as a kid? What did it really mean?
All
That last S.
sex. All day I dream about sex. Well, that's because you're young and you're saying dumb things. All day I dream about sports.
Well, sports.
Adidas. It's pronounced different.
That's like Ford.
Yeah.
Found on road dead. Fix or repair daily.
Yeah. But in case everybody doesn't know out there, Adidas, all day I dream about Shannon. I didn't make this up. I didn't make the letters there. This was done before me.
Hey, listen, everybody out there. You know he's throwing that in there.
You're gonna get the goat. Don't be the one to get the goat out there. Now I know everybody out there has. It's been a while because I'm just starting to roll all the podcasts back out again, but I know I'm gonna keep plugging this away. There's a little donate button there. Anything. It doesn't matter what it is. $2, $3. And I'm going to be rolling out some other things too, Danny, right? So we'll talk about the building, all this building work that I'm doing and furniture work and all that stuff. I think I've been filming a lot of the footage, right? Doesn't that make sense? I've been filming the footage of the builds that I've been doing. So I'm going to be putting together something too. We're either going to create like a Patreon page, or when I get the subscribership on my YouTube channel up, I can put a join button on there, and you'll be part of the membership club, and that's where you'll find all this extra footage of doing all the builds and what have you.
Now, sorry to cut you off. Are you thinking about also putting into, like, if you're working in the garage,
right?
Not just making a video, but going live with it. But
yes.
I mean, live straight from here, like on your YouTube, on your podcast.
But with the builds.
With the builds.
Yes, eventually.
Because remember, that's in the garage.
Yes, eventually.
You're going to do that?
Yeah, because, I'd like to give her...
Like I said, what I tell you, he's 100% real. He's no fake. He's no phony.
Yeah.
He's building...
And anybody who says different out there,
actually,
come see me.
No, I'm reading, because I don't want to just keep cutting in. You're working on Facebook. It is coming on Facebook because I don't know if you checked.
Thank you.
God made dirt. Dirt won't hurt.
That's right.
When we're talking about tree on the floor.
Yes. Somebody said that? Yes. That's true. I used to say that as a kid too.
And Yolanda... looks like the crying smile. It's so small on my phone. I can't make them big. I hate that.
I hate when that happens.
I hate that. And Sarah wrote me, and another Sarah with one of those smiley faces with the eyes, because I guess we're laughing over here having a ball.
Yep.
I mean, how many times I don't get out here to see Shannon much. We text. Hit him up on Facebook.
We talk. We still talk on the phone. It's crazy, though, because you ever try... listen to me. I'll text... My son and I will be texting, and then I'm just like, I want to talk to him now. So I'll just call right away. He won't answer the phone.
He won't.
No, they're all crazy.
My son's the same way. He'll hardly even text with me. I'm like, I know what he's doing. He's hanging out up in his room that I have all set up,
Right.
all technical for him,
Right.
and he forgets about that.
Right.
That's okay.
Listen,
That's all right.
it's all good.
Listen.
But when you call, answer the phone. If you're there texting somebody and they don't answer the phone a lot of times, hey, listen, you don't want to answer the phone every single time. You might be doing something. That's cool too. For my son, I'm like, yo, dude, just pick up the phone.
They don't want to pick
I
up
just
the phone.
text you. He's like, yeah, I know, but
How many people out there love texting but hate talking on the phone?
Come on.
I can't.
I know everybody better chime in on this one because it's true. 9 out of 10 people are there.
Exactly.
I mean, and sometimes for me too. I'm on the phone texting. I'm like, I don't feel like talking right now. Just text somebody. It's okay.
But see, I'm the opposite. I can't stand texting. Like a couple of things here and there. Like when I was coming today, what'd I tell you? You want me to get bagels for the morning?
But
Boom. I don't need to talk to you about it. You want to text it real quick?
That's it.
You told me what to get.
And
I
that's
got it.
it.
Boom, and that's it. But if you're gonna sit there and text for an hour, no, you're talking to the wrong person here. I will not text you for an hour. If I don't answer you, text me. What's the matter? You don't want to talk to me no more? No, I hate texting.
Right.
I'm not a fast typer. You could type 10 things in a row, and I'll answer the first one because that's how slow I am. I was never a typer.
I told you he's got a 30-second delay.
I just hate.
Danny Gags has a 30-second delay. You get the goat for the 30-second delay.
You better hope he has that goat the next time.
Yeah.
It may go missing it by the end of the day.
No, don't do that, Danny. I need my goat. But, and I know, we get all over the place with the conversations, but that's the truth here. So the idea is that the content that I create, this is all done by me, for everybody else that's out there. And, a little bit of help really does keep the content creating alive. Like it's not, I'm not, like I said, I'm not doing this for the money, but the idea is that if you contribute a little bit, it keeps the content of what I'm doing, it grows it every single time. Like I said, having the amount of viewers and the amount of watch time, thank everybody out there. I can't say thank you enough because that allows me to start adding these features to my live streams and my social media and what have you. Is that subscribership has to go up. So everybody out there, here's another call to action. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you get your bell rung,
That's
right?
it. Make
because
sure
you got to
get
ring
your
the bell.
rung. Ding, ding.
Get your bell rung, folks, when you're on my YouTube channel. Subscribe, ring the bell, because you'll get notified when the podcast goes on.
When it goes on. Exactly.
When there's new posts on my YouTube channel. And the only way you're going to do that is by ringing the bell. Subscribe. And here's another one. Share. Share this with your friends. Maybe there's a topic on here. You're like, oh, I know somebody that would enjoy this. Or, maybe you're just like, hey, I want to send somebody I know this fool's podcast channel because he's an idiot, and he don't know what the heck he's talking about.
Pete,
give a thumbs up, right? Tell him if you like the content, give a thumbs up. If you don't like the content, give a thumbs down. That's all about the choices. But I will have somebody come to your house and find you and take your thumbs away. No, yeah. Try and type now, partner. How are you going to type with these only on this? You can't. So give a thumbs up so both the thumbs stay in place.
PD baby wrote, we were talking about the texting and everything, and caps, pick up the damn phone.
No, I'm busy. You can't call me.
And then,
I love when people do that, right? I go on a live feed, and all of a sudden, everybody's like DMing, calling, and I'm like, yo, dude, I'm right in the middle of something.
Exactly. Yeah, everybody out there in every world, if he's live, don't hit him up.
Yeah.
He can't answer you.
Yeah.
It's
like
it's
what
like
he
right
said.
now. Besides, I'm on YouTube reading everything, and Facebook. I'm probably I see my text messages are going off. I'm not going to stop to answer these text messages.
Sorry.
If anybody knows, I told everybody I'm going on the podcast.
And it's live.
And I shared links with them.
And it's live.
So I'm not going to stop.
And
to
you
text
can
them.
leave a little
YouTube is
donation.
It's, YouTube
Which
is
you
different.
should be.
Yeah, exactly. And then also PD Baby wrote, when you said subscribe, and then she wrote, or he wrote, and like. Yolanda wrote,
and like.
I'd rather talk on the phone. I'm old school.
Yeah, I
Big
mean,
ups
listen
to that.
You know, to each his own. You know, that's how I feel about things. Like, you can't. Listen to me. Not everybody is going to be welcoming. The more technology advances, the harder it is going to be for seasoned folks to adjust with the technology. It happens too fast. The technology advances too fast nowadays. Exactly. And if you're not too sure about it and you're not using it constantly, you're just not going to be familiar with it. You shouldn't be apprehensive, and you should not want to use it. Right. You should just, you got to get into it, eventually, if you want to stay in touch. I talked about that last week.
It's PR, baby.
PR, baby.
It's so small, I can't even tell. That's why I said PR. I'm sorry about that.
Listen,
PR,
you can change the size of the fonts and stuff on your phone. What's wrong with you?
I'm not going to do it right now.
No, not right now, but I mean, just in general.
I know I can make them bigger. But then I'll be reading one person
at a time. Right, because the only one, the letters are so big it takes up half the screen. Right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And listen, before when he was saying 30-second delay on Facebook and Instagram, that's because, again, with me and texting, I type slow. So I was trying to do a feed on Facebook. I was writing up a Facebook, put the link on it, put a picture of me and him on it, and he's doing this live, and he goes with Shannon Ambrosio, and he
and I put
Danny
the phone,
Gagliardi.
the camera,
so
and Danny.
That was the only 30-second delay he was talking about. Or else I'm not really 30-second delay. I'm 20-second delay.
Yeah, 20-second delay, 30-second delay. It's all the same thing. Anyhow, anywho,
every time I come here,
we have a blast.
We have a blast. I mean,
my brother would have been here, but last night we had quite a few adult beverages. Well,
I hope they were
adult beverages, and me, I partake in little something extra. So this the way things happen sometimes. You know what I mean? I tell everybody, I know things are crazy now, right? Because of COVID, and a lot of people are afraid to go out and be gathering around with lots of crowds. It's not so much anymore. People are starting to loosen up a little bit more. Things are becoming a little less stringent. So I tell everybody out there, get out there, go see some friends, go see some family members. You don't have to go to no giant function somewhere with thousands and thousands of people, and that's totally up to you. But this is not this ain't the end, that's for sure.
No.
But you got to start getting out there, because we're starting to become more used. We're starting to become, I would say, more used. I don't even know if that's proper grammar, but we're all getting used to not being around lots of people anymore. And even though we're social media, we're becoming social
that's
social
what it's
distant.
Coming down to we're even go away on vacation.
Yeah, I don't know how far you can go now.
You can go anywhere technically. Just
right.
When
you got to quarantine
back,
for 14 days.
14 days, or just go right away as soon as you land. Like when I went to Vegas in August, I came back, I landed, I went and took the COVID test. Either way, I personally rather take the COVID test than sit around for 14 days.
Right.
And be bored. I took the COVID test. I was negative. I went out.
Done deal.
Don't be afraid to go out. But if you go into supermarkets and stuff, wear your mask. Like they ask you.
That's
to.
what they ask you to do it.
You walk in the store, a deli, wherever, wear the mask.
Speaking of masks, the other day, and everybody knows me out there, I'm a Starbucks freak, right? I like my coffee. If I'm getting coffee out, I'm buying it at Starbucks anyway. Or it has to be a real cafe. Has to be a real cafe, and they have to make espresso. Don't pour me coffee out of a pot somewhere. I'm not drinking brown water. Anybody. None of that Dunkin', whatever the heck it is that you guys are drinking. But I went to Starbucks, and I had the mask in my hand as I'm walking in. And as I opened the door and grabbed the mask to put it on, they yelled at me, "You need your mask." I held it up in my hand. They go, "No, on your face." And I'm like, "You're 100% correct." On my hand does nothing. But anyway, yes, if you're going into an establishment nowadays, put the mask on. Everybody asks the same thing. Just put the mask on for whatever it's worth. Just do it. It takes 2 seconds to do it. And if you don't want to do it, don't do it. That's, again, all about the choices we make. You decide you want to wear one, wear one. You don't want to wear one, don't wear one. That easy.
Exactly.
Choices. We all have them. Believe me when I tell you. The way the government and cities and states are handling this, again, different story, and I'm sure everybody has different opinions about it. But me, I don't have any opinion. I go into an establishment, I put a mask on. They ask for it, I put it on. That's the end of it. I don't ask any more questions.
Yolanda wrote, please tell that to our California governor. We are still on lockdown in some areas.
And that's insanity.
It really is, because, listen, I worked 7 months as an essential worker, 12-hour days, 6 days a week. This shit isn't going to end anytime soon, number one. Number two is get out of the house.
Yeah.
Don't sit in the house.
You're going to go stir crazy.
Exactly. You're going to go stir crazy. You only could do so much. Get out of the house, even if it's to walk around the corner. Just get out of the house. Yeah. Don't sit in the damn house all day. Like PR Baby wrote, social media hermits.
Yeah, I guess you could be.
Yeah.
You could become one. My bread.
Wait, Thomas wrote, with my beard.
Makes it look like 1970s bikini. Yeah. That's funny shit. That's funny shit.
Like I said, get out. Go on vacation. No matter where you go these days, it's either in the red, orange. You don't even have yellow anymore. At one time, you had some yellow states that you were able to go to and not come back, and not quarantine.
Not quarantine.
Now it's wherever you go, come back, take the damn COVID test. It takes 5 minutes. Even though people don't like the fucking Q-tip up their nose that goes halfway to your fucking brain. I hate that.
And listen, it's just a simple thing. That's it.
It is. Like I said, I went to Vegas. I followed their rules. Came back.
Did Vegas have the rules like we have? With the masks? You had to wear the mask?
You had to wear the mask. You didn't have to wear it in the street.
Right.
In the casinos, you had to wear them.
Right.
Actually, Miracle Mile Mall. You know Miracle Mile Mall? We started going to the restaurants in the mall. So you could sit down and eat.
Right.
Once you sit down, you can take your mask off. But the way it is, waitresses, they all had to wear their mask.
Gotcha.
Other than that, their rules are just like here. But, I can't say that. That's a lie. We weren't open to going into restaurants. You can go to restaurants there. But they're not open every day. Some are a couple of days a week, one day a week, like let's say Wolfgang Puck, for instance. He's not open every day.
Right.
He's open certain days.
Right.
And then what's his the other Hell's Kitchen there?
Ramsey.
Yeah. Same thing with his restaurants. So they're not open 7 days a week.
Right.
They're open a few days a week.
Yeah, they have to do that to keep overhead down. I mean, that's just the long and short of it.
Keep the overhead down, and then at least you're giving other restaurants a chance to
make money. It's funny because I have friends that live out in Vegas. We all know. And another one of my buddies, too, Rick and Ronnie Moonin, they own a couple of restaurants there, and they're absolutely amazing. First of all, Rick is just he's an amazing chef and friend and so on and so forth. The knife set that I have that I use every day is basically his knife set. Love Rick. And an amazing chef. His restaurants are bar none. And in Vegas. And same idea is that Vegas as a community takes care of itself. Mm-hmm. Like they do. The restaurants, the stores, all that stuff out in Vegas. And Vegas is kind of like this great little unique community that they have, So if the restaurant tours start losing money, they come together there. They have this thing that they do. They're a community. Like when that shooting thing happened there, it was a travesty. Don't get me wrong. But Vegas took care of Vegas. It's crazy.
Oh, yes, they did.
They don't send anybody else here. We're good. We take care of our own. We handle things our own way, and they just get shit done. So like when you're talking about community-based there, they're very community-based in Vegas. So the idea is if the restaurants are not doing well, they will get together and decide, okay, we'll open up certain restaurants on certain days in order for everybody to stay in business. That's a fantastic community base there. You know, I like that idea.
No, it's a great idea. And now I was talking to a good friend of 30 years that's out there. Her name is Paula. She had texted me saying that now they open up more hotels than the last time, more restaurants with more capacity in them. So it's coming back.
Yep.
The only thing she said they didn't open up yet was shows.
Right.
They didn't start shows yet.
Well, because that's a condensed amount of people in a very small, in a very, tight location, one specific location with lots of people. Like, good thing about restaurants and bars and stuff like that is that there's a turnover. There's people constantly moving in and out. So it's not a stagnant people for a long time, the same people. So that kind of helps too, I bet, And again, I'm going to pull it out. I'm going to pull that rabbit out of my hat. Again, folks, I can't say thank you enough for tuning in and watching all my content. If you are not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please subscribe. Please ring that bell so you get notified every time I'm on YouTube. And make sure you're going on all my social media at Instagram and Twitter and Facebook and all the other ones too. I gotta start doing the TikTok thing. I'm not on there yet. I don't know much about the dancing, but everybody knows I'm gonna dance. That's just the way it is. And I'm gonna get Danny on the friggin' TikTok with me.
Not gonna get me on.
And he's gonna be shaking his ass. I bet you.
No,
I don't care what you say. Like I said, you may not exactly know you're doing it, but you will at some point. Be on there with me.
Listen
Big
to
Rich. Me, Danny, Big Rich, TikToking it, dancing like fools, like a sumbitch over there.
Listen to me. There is no TikTok with me.
I know. You say it, but everybody says it in the beginning, too. Look, we all said the same thing about social media. We all said the same thing about owning a personal computer. We all said the same thing about cell phones. We all said the same thing about everything that has become part of our normal life nowadays. So, smartphones, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. Everybody said it was a fad. Sorry, folks, not a fad. It's here, and it isn't going anywhere. So if you ain't chick-chocking, you ain't going to be part of the whole new movement. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Everybody use the technology in your best ability, any which way you can. But the idea is that it isn't going away. So if you're not using social media I think everybody has social media. No,
everybody has some.
I'm not even kidding. Everybody has some kind of social media. Most, I want to say a lot. I don't know what the statistic is. Again, not going to pull this whole idea of, I'm not pulling those statistics out of my ass or whatever. I don't know what the numbers are, but I would say there's a pretty large amount of people that have social media nowadays. So please go on my social media, Instagram, all of these things, at Shannon Ambrosio. Subscribe and follow. On the YouTube channel, do me a favor. If you like the video, throw a thumbs up.
That's
right?
it.
If you don't, Danny?
Thumbs down.
Yeah.
But I don't think you will ever give a thumbs down.
What?
To Shannon's YouTube and videos. If you do,
I hope not.
If you do, then we're gonna have to come looking for you, all right? Just saying. We'll just have to come looking for you, all right?
It's hard to do things without thumbs, if you know what I'm saying.
You know,
if you ain't got thumbs.
I don't know if you've seen the movie The Hustle. You ever see The Hustle? Jackie Gleason,
yeah.
And they break what's his name's thumbs?
Yeah, Paul Newman.
Yeah, you don't want to get your thumbs.
Don't get your thumbs broke. You heard what I'm saying there?
I'll ring your bell. I'll ring your bell, mother flowers.
You motherfuckers out there.
Listen,
anyway, please, if you're on my YouTube channel and you're watching the live feed and you're really enjoying the content and you like what I'm doing here and you want to see more, help out a little bit. Throw a little something to your boy from Brooklyn there. It's going to start to grow. Like we were talking about before, technology. I love technology, right? The advancements of technology. So let's just figure it this way. So the idea is eventually there'll be a call-in number for the live stream on the podcast.
Right.
So I'm going to start implementing that. Maybe even next week. I got to work out the details. I have the phone number already. So you will be able to call into the podcast live and talk to myself or one of the guests here. Now, you better be polite. I'll tell you that much right now. You'll get ruined right here. Because, just don't do anything ridiculous. That's all I got to say. But we're going to have a call-in number, which I think is great, too. And then also the next feature we're going to be offering on my podcast, plus in the studio itself, is you will be able to have I will be able to do Skype and Zoom soon. So I'll be able to have people in other locations.
Let's not talk about Zoom.
Why?
You could talk about Zoom.
Zoom used to be a kids program when we were younger.
Yeah, Zoom.
Zoom.
Yeah.
You got to Zoom. I think it's still on.
I told you I'm not technical, really. And my friends and I that I grew up with, we try and do a Zoom. So I sit there.
Give me names. Do I know them?
Yeah.
Oh.
You met Jimmy Faye.
Oh, okay.
My friend Sean Connolly.
Mm-hmm.
So they're all, they're office people. They do Zoom.
They're
right?
doing the Zoom.
Me,
Poor Danny.
I'm a motherfucking garbage man. I'm a supervisor.
Danny's
I sit behind the desk and I do other work. So
he's like,
I
listen
try
to
and
me.
get on Zoom.
I could tell you where the trucks are. Throw that computer in front of me and the Zoom pops up.
Exactly. I could follow them on Blade Runner wherever they go. But I try. One time it worked. I got it to her, and we had a nice conversation. About a half hour we were on. Then we made it, like another text. We're going to get back on it together. I couldn't get on it for shit. I saw them talking. My mic wouldn't work. I couldn't figure it out.
Well, you saw what happened here this morning. I mean, and I'm not, listen to me, I'm
Oh,
tech
God.
savvy, but by no means am I like an expert. I mean, I can navigate. Like once I kind of know things, and then I'm the sponge when it comes to learning things. So the idea is I always want to learn and figure things out and learn as much as I can and then do more. So I figure it out as I go along, teach myself, ask some questions, figure it out, and that's just the way it is.
Right.
But we will have that ability here. So we will be able to have, so like I said, again, with the ENN Studios, anybody who wants to look to start a podcast or have a Zoom meeting or something like that, the ENN Studios, the facility here, has that ability to broadcast, to do Zoom, whether it's just an audio podcast, whether it's a video and audio podcast. Here in the studio, I have the ability to do all of that. And like I said, too, a lot of people maybe want to start a podcast or start a YouTube channel, Danny, and they're not sure how to get into it, how to start it, how to make these things happen simultaneously. Well, you can come here to the ENN Studios and basically, we'll set you up,
Right, exactly.
We'll set you up, we'll be doing all kinds of different broadcasting, recording, studio use. So those are the things that'll be happening here in the studio for anybody who wants to get involved in this thing. As far as the Everything and Nothing podcast, like I said, it's growing. I need to grow the subscribers, right? So I need to start creating these soldiers out there for me. Sharing these posts. You have to be sharing the posts and getting other people to subscribe.
Everybody.
That's the only way this happens. The only way I can keep creating content is by the viewership growing, the amount of people interacting. If you want to see something on the podcast, tell them, Danny. All you got to do is
Ask.
That's it. All you
Just
got to do is ask.
and, hey, you ever think about doing a show about this or do a show about that?
Yeah.
You want the mafia here? Just let me know.
Yeah, well, we call a few people. But that's the idea. The idea is that that's how this grows from my, interactions with you guys out there who want to see different things, who want to see more podcasts or more building videos or what have you. Like I said, once the studio starts to get working, now that it's all finished, I'm going to be like I said, I'm going to be doing a lot of demos here. So I'm going to build a small little cooking station for the studio where I can come and do some cooking videos with other chefs and other people who cook, right? You mentioned somebody wants to come on the show and cook with me. I have a lot of friends that are chefs. So we will be incorporating those things into the Everything and Nothing podcast. But you folks out of there got to interact with me. You got to get the subscribership up. You have to share the videos.
Share them with your friends.
Everybody.
Your family.
Yeah. Family, friends. Listen.
Co-workers.
Yeah. And basically, you should share with people you don't like.
Let's not even go there. Right?
Wait a minute. Wait.
Why? That's a real 30-second delay there, all right?
You should share with people you don't
people
like.
I don't like if I don't talk to them? How am I? Oh wait, excuse me. I didn't speak to you for 20 years. Can you? I share this with you?
Do me a favor. Take a look at this character. You let me know what you think. If you didn't like me before, now you're definitely not going to like me.
Oh, my God.
No, that's the best thing to do. Share it with people you don't. Share it with somebody that really annoys the shit out of you. Yo, take a look at this guy right here. You think you don't like me? Now wait till you see him.
Then they'll text me back, fuck you.
It'll solidify the deal. That's all I'm here. Just another helpful hint from your boy from Brooklyn.
That was a real 30 seconds.
Shannon Ambrosio. That's a delay right there.
I can't, I'm
telling you, folks.
Crying right now.
It happens that way sometimes. And it's always on the Everything and Nothing podcast. That's the way it happens.
And I'm not drinking.
Well, because we're doing the podcast earlier now.
So what?
Right. It doesn't stop us before.
You can't say, wait a minute. All right, I'll be the first one to admit. As a kid, when I used to go on vacation with my boys, from 23rd Street where I grew up.
Big shout out to Sheepshead Bay.
We went, where we go? We went to Daytona, Florida one year. And at 8 o'clock in the morning, right after breakfast, I was sitting there with a pitcher of rum and Coke at the pool. So what do you mean you can't start early?
You can.
Start as early as you want.
Especially on your days off. I always say that. Throw a little bit of relaxation in that. So when my brother and I, we went to Mardi Gras in 2000, the Millennium. It was the most amazing experience ever. Anybody gets a chance to do Mardi Gras, I don't care in what country or whatever states have a Mardi Gras. But we went, of course, to New Orleans. And I say New Orleans because it's New Orleans. Big shout out to my boy, Sean Myhan, who worked on my show. Miss you, brother. Thank you again for serving our country. So the idea is, you have to have this certain idea of, what this means. So that's why I say to everybody out there, if you want to see more content, you want to see more videos and more funny mishaps and old stories, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you're telling everybody about this. It really will help. And if you can, like I said, at the bottom over there, there's a little money sign. Throw over there. Yeah, throw your boy a few bucks. You know what I mean? Help out the Everything and Nothing podcast. It really does help. Building up the subscribership, building up the viewership, and again, interaction with you guys out there. You want to see something on the podcast? Let me know. Exactly. Let me know. You have to chime in. You have to leave a comment. Even after all is said and done, if you're done and you like the podcast, just send it over to somebody. And
that's it.
Like I said, send it to 100 people you like and like at least 10 people you don't. Because you never know. So what else we got out there, Danny? Who else is talking to us?
Just no one that been out there. PR
Thomas
David,
is with us.
Thomas,
PR,
B.
Yolanda.
Smith,
B. Who else is with us?
Sarah was out there.
Sarah was with us for a while.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people don't catch. Sundays is my day that I podcast. It's kind of like my relaxing
Gisela?
day. Yep. Gisela. Roseanne.
Mark Torkel.
Mark, what up? And thank everybody. Thank you all for tuning in and, being subscribed and having, the bell checked so you guys get notified when I'm on YouTube. But also do the same thing with the social media, Shannon Ambrosio.
Sarah just wrote, I'm still here.
Do the same thing on my social media, which is Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. I'm on all of them. Snapchat, WhatsApp, all of these things. And we don't really use much of them.
All you have to look up is Shannon Ambrosio.
Yeah. And that's it. That's all you got to do.
Account, and you'll find them.
But we're also going to be creating soon, Danny, also we're going to be doing the fill out the application thing to be on the podcast too. So we're going to have that soon with the website. The Everything and Nothing website will have a form, and you fill it out. You know, if you think you're interesting, like Danny says, if you ain't full of shit, man, who knows? We can come on the podcast, and we can talk about whatever it is you want to talk about. Everything
and nothing.
Yeah. I mean, it's not hard to figure out. Garrett made the sign. It's the Everything and Nothing podcast. So I think we're good, Danny.
It's right there. Can you see it? Can everybody see it? It's right there.
Yeah, it's not. You can't see it on the screen now.
I'm making my joke. That's like when the guys call at work for their schedule for the next day.
Yeah.
I take the department phone, and it's like, Danny, where am I working tomorrow? I said, hold on, let me check. I look at the schedule. I said, you see it? What? I said, I put the phone up. I can't see through it. And they said, you're fucked up. I said, well, that's how I get.
That's the way it is.
When you're working 12 hours a day, after a while, you
delirium.
Yes.
Delirium sets it. So
but
that's what they need to do. Tell them, Danny. What do they need to do?
Go on any social media to Shannon Ambrosio, YouTube, and just click on his link and subscribe. You will get an automatic notification when he's on.
Yeah, get your bell rung.
Get your bell rung. If not, we ring the bells. Don't worry about it. We will ring your bell.
Throw the thumbs up. Throw the thumbs down. Whatever it is that you like. It doesn't matter.
Listen, is it that one of the Twin Towers ain't here right now.
Yeah.
And the other one may rest in peace. Along with, I just wanted, I keep mentioning my brother, but
also
I got two other people. One is my cousin Steven.
Yes.
Tarantola.
And
my friend Tommy said, yes, he it was just his, was it 15 years, I think it was, just the other day. And my friend that I grew up with, Tommy Santoro, may he rest in peace. He was when 9/11 happened, he was amongst all that at the graveyard over there.
And these are all guys that we grew up with.
Yeah.
And I want to say also, while you mentioned Steve too, I want to say hello to Michelle Jappa too.
Yes. If she's out there right now.
Yep. And but just to let everybody know out there that we don't forget.
No.
We don't forget. And you don't forget. Subscribe.
Everybody.
Hit the thumbs up. Hit the thumbs down.
And hit that little emoji in the comment.
Hit that little emoji
that I can't see on my damn phone.
Throw a few bucks to your boy from Brooklyn here, Shannon Ambrosio, because, we're trying to grow the channel. We're trying to grow this as much as possible. And only you out there, believe me when I tell you, you're the only ones that can do this. Like I said, even if you're not donating anything, if you share the video, if you like the video, if you leave a comment, if you do any one of those things, it helps the growth of the channel. It helps a lot, and that's a big plus for the channel just in general. It doesn't have to be a monetary contribution. It could just be the fact that you share these videos with everybody. It could be the fact that you throw a thumbs up. It could be a fact that you like the videos. Go on my social media and follow and subscribe and send it out. Throw a post up on yours. Hey, check out this guy on his YouTube channel or in his social media. It really does help the idea of the channel just in general. Right. And your boy from Brooklyn, Shannon Ambrosio. And again, that's gonna lead me to the end of the podcast. So my message is always the same, right, Danny? That we talk about, and that's every day is a good day. And if you give a smile, Danny,
you get a smile.
You just do, folks. That's the way it is. We got our fortune cookie coming up. This is one of my favorite parts of the podcast, right? So, of course, Danny, there's one for you. And then, hold on. Wait, let's do this again. We'll try this again. Hold on. So we can both read. You take one. And I'm going to take one. And then I'm going to give you mine, and you give me yours. And you know how we do this, right? So the idea at the end of the podcast is not so much of what fortune you want to bring to yourself, but what good fortune you want to give to somebody. And they're kind of, the cookies are getting old and stale, so you may not, I don't know, they taste good? No, they're too soft and chewy now. But anyway, the idea is don't eat the fortune cookie. You know why? Because I bought the fortune cookies in the beginning just before the whole COVID thing, and then I stopped having guests on the podcast. So I got to get rid of cookies and get new ones. But the fortunes are still good. All right, so what do you got in mind, Danny?
Well, which side do you read?
What? That's up to you, man.
Yeah, here's one. From era to era, one discovers the entire truth.
Oh. It's almost like if at first you don't succeed.
Try again.
Yeah. That's a good one, man. That ain't bad. All right, let's see. Let's see what fortune Danny passed to me. Man's mind is not a container to be filled, but rather a fire to be kindled. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
That was nice.
That's different.
And it's kind of like fitting for this situation, right? Because of right here, to be filled, rather a fire to be kindled. So the idea of me starting the podcast again, having you on, starting to have guests back on the podcast is rekindling my fire and love for why I started this. And that's the truth here, you know, folks. But this podcast and the name of this podcast is How to Talk About Everything
and Nothing.
So if you can't have a conversation with somebody just about everything and nothing, you really are too, I think, too opinionated about yourself. That's the fucking truth right there. I don't give a shit what anybody says. Not everything needs to be taken seriously all the time. There's always something going on and pressing in our heads that we think we want to talk about. Everybody has a voice. Everybody should be heard, folks. Believe me when I tell you, whether it's on this platform or another platform, do not be afraid to express yourself and feel the way you feel. And that's all I got to say, folks. I know every Sunday is my favorite time, and the GOAT has spoken. I miss everybody out there. This has been another Everything, hold on, and Nothing podcast. Let's see if I can roll us out the right way, folks. Let's see we get this thing working. All right. So this has been another Everything and Nothing podcast. It's been wonderful. Danny, thank you again. Always a pleasure. My boy, my brother, my family, Mr. Danny Gags.
Thank you, everybody. And I will be back.
All right. I'll see you guys next Sunday. Remember, like, subscribe, thumbs up, thumbs down. Don't matter. Just give your boy a holla.
Don't forget that little comment on the bottom with the emoji.
That's what's up.
All right. Just donate a little bit.